Hey guys, it's Rose. Now every year my family makes homemade pizza together. It is a tradition in our house. Baking is definitely my love language, especially baking from scratch. It's really special when you make something homemade for somebody. I have been using Fleischmann's yeast for years in a bunch of recipes that I've been making, and I absolutely love them. I've made cinnamon rolls with Fleischmann's yeast, pizza, dinner rolls. Fleischmann's yeast gives you quality, delicious results every time. All right, now let's start baking. Today we're gonna be making a Sicilian-style pizza. Let's get started. First step to making our Sicilian-style pizza is we're gonna whisk together the dry ingredients. In a large bowl, I have some flour. Start by pouring in your sugar, salt. To get that nice, thick, doughy Sicilian crust, we're gonna be using 3 packets of Fleischmann's Rapid Rise Instant Yeast. Now whisk together until well combined and set off to the side. Next step, you're gonna pour your oil into your water. Then you're gonna heat to be anywhere from between 120 and 130 degrees. Once your water is nice and warm, you're gonna pour it into your dry ingredient mixture. Remember, it's very important. You really want it to be between 120 and 130 degrees so it interacts well with the yeast. This is exciting because science is happening right now, and you know what else is happening? Pizza. Now just take a spatula and we're gonna mix together, and you're gonna keep mixing until a dough starts to form. Once the dough starts coming together, we're going to knead with our hands for 5 minutes. This is my favorite part about baking. I love kneading dough. I find it really relaxing. I also feel a lot of nostalgia because I used to bake with my grandma, and she used to always knead dough by hand. It's also a little bit messy, and I like getting a little messy when I'm baking. Sprinkle a little bit of flour on the work surface in front of you. Scoop it out of the bowl right in front of you. Now we're gonna knead using our hands. If you've never done this before, we're gonna use this part of your hand. It's the palm of your hand. You're gonna push the dough away from you, fold in half, bring it towards you, and turn. If you want to add a little pinch more flour here and there, you can, but as you keep doing this, the dough is gonna get less sticky. The dough is looking good. Now you're gonna place your dough into a clean bowl. I'm also gonna cover it with a little piece of food-safe plastic wrap over the top. And we're gonna let it rest and rise for 5 minutes. Look at this, our dough has risen. This is amazing, this is great height. We're gonna plop it out right in front of you. Now we're gonna roll out the dough to be about the size of our pan. Our baking pan is rectangular, and it is an 11 by 15. And it's also greased over here. It's really shiny. It's ready to go, it's ready for pizza. You can use any rolling pin you'd like. Now transfer your rolled out dough into your pan. Also a reminder, you want to grease your pan before transferring your dough. All right, so here we go. Perfect. Next, using your fingers, you're gonna press the dough to the edges of the pan. Just make sure it's really in there. After you have the dough in the pan, we're about to add the toppings, but first, we're just gonna coat the top of the dough with a little bit of garlic butter. I've got some melted butter in a little bowl right here, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of garlic powder and a little bit of salt. Then with a baking brush, I'm just gonna mix these together and give the dough a nice coat. Be sure to get the edges so the crust has that delicious garlic butter taste. The dough is completely ready. Now let's put together this pizza. We're gonna add our toppings, starting with our pizza sauce. Next, add the cheese. We've got some shredded mozzarella. Sprinkle over the top. Then a little parmesan. Then some mozzarella pearls. These are so good, and I'm gonna try just not to eat them right here. Now we're gonna add some pepperoni, and I'm gonna be adding some fresh basil to the pizza after it's cooked. So we'll really get the red, white, and green colors. Ooh. This is smelling good, looking good. Now the pizza is ready to bake. You're gonna heat your oven to 450 degrees and bake anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. You also wanna bake your pizza on the lowest rack in the oven. Once your pizza has baked fresh out of the oven, just sprinkle a little bit of fresh basil, and ta-da! There you have it. Here is the Sicilian-style pizza that we made today. In my family, making homemade pizza is a tradition, and this pizza has got it all. Time for me to have a slice of this pizza because it smells so good and I want to eat it right now. Okay, got a slice for me. Oh my gosh, I love pizza. It's so fluffy. It's not often that I have like a fluffy crust like this, a tall crust like this. This pizza is amazing. I can taste the garlic, the butter, the fresh basil. This is why I love making pizzas from scratch. Delicious.